Okay, it's not an incremental improvement of what we have done with the biophotonic scanner, which is an instrument and or device that you're so familiar with for the last 20 years. But frankly, it took us 20 years. I'm sort of preaching to the choir here, since you're all team leads, right? But it took us 20 years to actually make you understand what antioxidants are. Alan, right or wrong?
Yeah.
All right? So if I put myself in your position, and I go into a lift for the Europeans, or an elevator for the Yanks, and I meet a stranger, this is the business side of things, and I say, let me tell you, would you be interested in learning about your antioxidant score? Come on, guys. Honestly, look yourself in the mirror. The first reaction would be, what on earth, without any swearing, is an antioxidant? You have to go through a huge steep learning curve to go through the technical aspects of antioxidant value to your body. I think you would agree, Alan.
Yeah.
If I turn the question around and I say, well, how about, would you be interested in knowing something more about your nutritional health? That's the mindset change you guys all need to be able to appreciate. This is what Prysm is leading to. That's why Yoko, Haley show you all that data. The data is telling us for once that over the last 20 years, we have learned what the antioxidant score means. We have actually gathered data that we have not shared a lot with you, and that would be data on lifestyle changes.
Yeah.
Right, Alan?
Lifestyle nutrition.
We had gathered from folks their weight, whether they smoke or not smoke, their dietary habits, and so on. And because of the advent of artificial intelligence, we've correlated that. That's what that algorithm is all about. That's what Haley showed you. Right? We're able to then massage and sort of interpret all those different data points, the 25 or 25 million data points. Let's say more than 80% of that is dirty. In other words, it's not quality data. We have to eliminate. I still have more than a couple of million data points to actually truly be able to come through and feed or train the AI. You're going to hear a lot about AI. It's a soundbite. Every company says, I am very clever, or we have something that's AI. But have you ever asked the question, what on earth AI really means? You cannot do AI without data. All of us were born with a brain. We should have been instantly clever. We're not. We had to go to school. Why did we go to school? To gather data, to make our brain clever. That's the reason. It's the same with the computer. AI has no value if you don't feed it and train it with the right data. That's what the Raman database came through. We're not trying to impress you with the numbers. We're trying to tell you that differentiation, one of the differentiations point in us, is not just the engineering, it's the database that we have collected over the last 20 years. If a competitor wishes to do that, it will take 20 years. It's unique to us, it's proprietary, as Haley told you, it's patented, and so on and so forth, right? Okay, you're going to come back, I can almost guarantee you, within a year. Oh gosh, you know this thing that you call the Prysm? Somebody already has it. They're already measuring the same thing. They're also coming out with a score. So, what are they telling you? Oh, antioxidant score. Been there, done that. It's a mindset shift now. We are going into a way more meaningful interpretation of the data when we measure. Right? That's the difference. And we own that. What is this?
Thermometer.
What kind of thermometer? Hello? Come on. The
Mercury
doctor
one.
stuck it in your mouth.
Mercury one.
It's a clinical thermometer. That's how you measure your body temperature. You know when was this invented? We have been able to measure temperature for a long, long time. This thing was only invented relatively new, 150 years ago. Actually, the professor's name is rather interesting. He's a British professor. His name is Old Butt. True. Steve confirmed it for me. He went into chat GPA. He didn't believe me when I told him it's Old Butt. That's his name. Okay? Just because of this little thing, the doctor is able to monitor the health of your body by taking the temperature. Before that, the temperature, you can only do it in 20 minutes. This
Wow.
can be done in less than a minute, right? That was a mindset shift. It became a vital sign. What you have from the prison, I believe, is evolving and becoming a vital sign of the body, focusing on nutrition.
Your health temperature. Your health temperature.
We are all overfed.
True.
We don't die from starvation anymore.
Especially on this cruise.
Especially on this cruise, that's absolutely right. But what you don't realize is the fact that we are all undernourished. You saw the data Yoko presented. Notice what was what was shown up. It's not an antioxidant. She showed vitamin A. She shows, I think there was a selenium, a mineral there, and so on. What does it mean? We're trying to tell you it's way away from the carotenoids. We are measuring carotenoids. You're going to get that question, all right? We are still measuring carotenoids, but it's not about the carotenoids anymore. It's never been my vision that measuring carotenoids is the only thing. It's always been a means to an end, and the end is a biomarker of nutritional health. We never had all the substantial scientific evidence 20 years ago, so we are stuck. Being a company like Nu Skin, we don't claim things that we cannot prove. It took us 20 years and AI and the Raman scanner to be able to give us the data that we can actually use that to produce the evidence. That's the difference. You cannot go around, okay, and that's the challenge we have in our world. You cannot go around and take the prism out and say, oh, here, now we are doing it better, incrementally. We can measure in 15 seconds. It's much smaller. You can put all great points, all wonderful and appealing points. But fundamentally, the shift that we are doing and the mindset is we're going into a meaningful metric, and that is nutrition health. Everybody understands that I'm willing to bet my life with you. If you put an individual there, a total stranger, and you say, do you consider antioxidant or do you consider nutrition health? What do you think the answer would be? After all, your business is what? People business, right? You talk all the time, right? And frankly, sometimes not everybody would be willing to listen to a business building story first. This is something that when you look at it, if I'm an individual, when are you telling me something about, or trying to tell me something about nutrition health, I'm willing to listen. That's what it is. It's data, right? However you want to simplify it, it comes down to meet that particular purpose. So the Prysm IO, in a way I sort of think of it, is an intelligent opportunity. We actually didn't put the acronym there to mean that, but for me, it's got a double meaning. The Prysm is not a new product launch for us. It's not. It's the introduction to a whole brave new world of nutrition and also the potential of measuring skin health very shortly. Haley showed you those LEDs, those funny colors, green, yellow, whatever. Frankly, when we started off with that, that was actually a deficiency. It's sort of like a something that we don't wish to have because it indicates non-specificity. In other words, it measures anything. It has a lot of noise to it. In other words, the engineer would say, right? But here's the thing, opportunity doesn't strike if you don't open your eyes and look. And this is where we saw the biggest insight, if you will, if we had while we were developing it, is the fact that instead of looking at it as a negative, it's actually a positive. Because of the non-selectivity, I'll use that term, you can measure other things in the future. You see how the thing is progressing? And